Entity instance in any ORM tool goes through various lifecycle states. Even in Hibernate, the entity instance goes through various lifecycle states. At a time, entity instance can be one of the states, either transient, persistent, detached, or removed. Let's see these various states. For that, I have a person class with mapping ID, name and department with their getter and setter, and also the overridden toString method to display the properties of the instance in various lifecycle states. Next, I'm going to create instance of class person and passes through various lifecycle states. First, create an instance of class person and set the name of it to value shiftsend and set the department of it to IT. Now the newly created object is in transient state and it has no database identity. By that I mean no row in a database represent the created instance. Before I test, let me delete the records in the database table. Okay, done. Now in a client code, I'm gonna sys out the person. Let's debug and see the result. The person has ID, which is the default value of int type, if not initialized. It has nothing to do with the ID in the database. Let's request the session to save the person, then sys out the result. After session.save, the Hibernate schedule the query for database. Instance will only be in a persistent state after transaction commit. After the person is saved by the session, person is under management by the Hibernate, assign an ID to it, and any modification made to it will automatically detected by the Hibernate. So I am modifying the name from SafeSend to Send. There is no need to save the instance again. It is under management by the Hibernate once you request the session to save it. Executing once again. Okay, first sys out prints ID 0, then save an instance, schedule a query with ID 5. After that, we have a modification and the Hibernate automatically scheduled a query for it. At the database end, we have an entry 5 with name send. The entry for ID 4 is of previous execution. Okay, let me change the Hibernate to dll.auto property to create in place of update, and that will drop and create the table for each execution. Now say just before commit, if we evict the person from the persistent context, then any modification made to it won't be scheduled by the Hibernate. Let's see. Evict actually moved the person to detached state. Executing once again. Okay, after evict, no update query is scheduled. Still the name is shiftsend. To move the person again to the state under management by Hibernate, I mean in persistent state, use update on session object with the instance you want to reattach. After that, any modification made to it will be detected by the Hibernate and Hibernate schedule a query for it. Okay, first clearing the record from database, executing once again. As you can see, the execution results in the schedule of update query. One issue with this approach is that using update to reattach results in schedule of update query, even if the instance is not modified in the detached state. As you can see that I deleted the line making modification, still the update query is scheduled. So if you are sure that while in the detached state instance is not modified, use lock in place of update. With lock we need to specify lock mode. For now I am using lock mode none. Executing once again. Okay, as you can see, no update query is scheduled. Next, to show you the use of merge, I'm going to delete the whole code and develop code to retrieve the same row in two separate sessions. First, I'm going to create a session, retrieve a person with ID 1 and assign it reference name person. Commit and close the session. Open one more session again, retrieve the same person with ID 1 and assign it to reference name person 2. Okay, don't forget to typecast it. Both person and person 2 represent the same row. Now let's modify the person instance name to send and reattach the person to session 2. Let's see what's gonna happen. Executing it. As you can see, person is retrieved successfully. Close the session. Again open the other session. Okay, person 2 is also retrieved successfully. I'm gonna modify the person 1 and reattach it to session 2. Both person 2 and person 1 represent the same row in the database with same ID but with different values, and both are under management by the Hibernate. Okay, error, a different object with same value already associated with the session. So the requirement is, if the object representing the row is reattached to the session already having the instance representing the same row, then they should synchronize with each other. For that, use merge, executing it once again. See, person2 have name shapeshine and also person. Now modify person name to send. Okay, person2 still have name shapeshine and person have name send. Now when we reattach the person by using merge, both the person and person2 get synchronized. Okay, code is working fine now.